Hey all. While I'm packing up my resupply packages, I did decide to do some partial resupply for this trip. I thought it might be a good idea to sort of go over what a resupply package looks like. I'm actually doing three kinds of resupply packages. One is for like full resupply, so most of my full resupply packages are 4-day resupplies. And then there's partial resupply, which is stuff that I thought wouldn't be easily available along the trail, mostly because of, being a vegan. I really wanted to try and keep to that. And starches are pretty readily available, mashed potatoes and ramen and things like that. But some of the other things I was concerned wouldn't be available. So we'll go over those two. And then the third type is for monthly. So there are some things that I just sort of estimate that I'll need on a monthly basis, and I'd rather not carry. So I'll have those sent out to me as well. And then there's some miscellaneous stuff, like my next pair of shoes. I have a pair of shoes ready to go in a box. It just needs to be sent out to me. So anyway, let's get started. So I have the 4-day resupply set up right here, each one being a day. Of course, because I'm taking my dog, I do need to account for her needs. So each day has a day's worth of food. I picked she's actually getting 2 different foods mixed together, and I'll go over why that is some other time. And then there's also freeze-dried as well, so she can have extra calories and without a lot of weight. And then for breakfasts, usually either some sort of grains, like an oatmeal or something, or in some cases, I've got breakfast bars, the kind, breakfast bars or Belvita or whatever. Lunch varies a little bit. Well, let's go with snacks. So I added extra snacks in throughout the day, mostly power bars and things like that, with trail mix. And then I tried to get some sort of fruit, either a fruit bar in, or like this is a pouch of cooked fruit, which might end up being a dessert one night, I don't know. Maybe. And then beyond that, for lunch, some lunches are made. So for instance, this one is a combination of like jerky and pita chips, and I think it's a bruschetta dip, and olives. I got a lot of these neat little packs of olives, fruit, a drink, and a vegan protein bar. Whereas others, I looked at dinner and went, this is 2 servings, and while I might still be very hungry, if I eat at least the partial serving or part of it, and then save some of it for lunch the next day, and then add in some extra stuff like more power bars or whatever, or peanut butter packs or something. I did account for like peanut butter packets. I had a lot of these, and I put a lot of them in. So, or chips or whatnot. So that's kind of my real plan for lunch, because I thought about it and I was like, well, though, I pretty much eat lunch as more like a snack, or it's leftovers from dinner the night before, or maybe a couple days before. It just depends. So I'm hoping that'll work out. If not, I can always add in more, I guess. It just means I have to carry more. And then there's some extras. So usually chocolate and fruit of some kind. That's freeze-dried fruit right there. And, of course, the laundry packets and things, because I figure when I come into a town, hopefully I'll be able to do laundry at that time. Yeah, so that is a typical 4-day supply. Each day has also like this vitamin C pack, and I do also have some supplements and stuff that I'll be taking, but I decided to pack those up into the month packages. But we'll go over that in a minute. Okay, So this is a partial supply, and it basically consists of extra stuff that I thought would be helpful to have or add along in situations where I didn't have, I had resupply options, but maybe not, wouldn't carry things that I need. So anyway, basically things like, so, I mean, there's a packet of refried beans there for lunch that I've portioned down. I did a lot of vacuum sealing of things and creating my own stuff. Dried food is probably available everywhere. I just really, really like that one. And some jerky strips. So these are a little bit harder to find. I mean, you can find them in specialty stores and stuff, but it's vegan jerky made from seitan. And, of course, my laundry stuff, the wash. You know, basically, I was aiming for like an 8-day resupply assistance kind of thing. Protein powder for shakes and to add to oatmeals and things to increase my morning calories. And then sometimes I just added like stuff I had extra. I'm like, sure, I'll just send this, and why not? So I had like the garlic mashed potatoes over there. And then, so these are like dinners. They are made, you know, garam masala potato mix with I can make that into a soup or whatever. So they're already made, but these are actually add-ins. So the idea being I could go get a packet of ramen or a packet of mashed potatoes or dried rice or something, you know, instant rice, and then add these things to it to give it more flavor, you know, to basically make a vegan meal out of it. So, you know, herbed mushroom and Japanese style ramen mix and things of that nature. The idea being I can get the starch and then add that to it to make it more meal-like. There's a lot of like TVP and things in there, dried mushrooms and herbs, and a lot of dried greens because, as I showed in my earlier video, I dried a lot of kale and a lot of spinach because I just didn't know how much greens would actually be available, and it's kind of hard to carry fresh greens. So yeah, that is a 8-day resupply support. So this is a 1-month package, a monthly package. It's not a lot, but it's got everything else that I don't necessarily need on a weekly basis. So, you know, dog plastic bags, which are helpful for dogs in picking up dog messes, but they've also been helpful in other ways. There was one time where it was raining really bad and my shoes were getting soaked, and it was a really cold rain. And I got the idea, okay, well, I'm going to grab 2 of the doggy pickup bags and create a vapor barrier between my shoe and my socks. And I did, and was able to hike the rest of the time with relatively controlled, my feet weren't as cold. Also, dog electrolytes, in case I need to help rehydrate Zuzu. It's 1 tablespoon per day, max. Interceptor. So, dog anti-heartworm. The South has a lot of mosquitoes, and mosquitoes carry heartworm. So Zuzu's already been tested. She's tested negative for heartworm, so the heartworm prevention should work just fine. And it also prevents actually some other internal parasites and things as well. I'm experimenting around with dry shampoo. I got a recipe online. It's mostly cornstarch and baking soda with some essential oil in it, but figure why not? I'll give it a go. Soap, which I cut into like little tiny chunks. then it's Castile soap, but liquid soap makes less sense to me because liquid soap is full of water, and I don't want to carry the water weight. But dry soap, so bar soap, I'll just scrub it up and put it in my, if I need to use it for like cleaning anything. It's just Castile soap, so it's all-purpose soap. I can clean myself. I can clean dishes, whatever. I could probably use it on the dog, but I'd rather not. And a shampoo bar. So shampoo bars are becoming very popular, and same concept. You're not carrying around the water weight like you are with a liquid shampoo, and you also have the plastic bottle and everything else like that. And I saw it in a store, and I'm like, why not? I experimented with it at home, a small chunk of it for a month, and I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I'll need all the Resupply shampoo bars, because I've been using another one for like 2 months now, I think, and it's fine. Like, there's still plenty left. Wipes, so like face, body wipes for self-cleaning. They're vacuum sealed, so they'll stay moist, hopefully. Pills, yeah, so I decided instead of sending pills every mail drop, I just send them once a month and carry them. So there's like a turmeric one, there's a cranberry one, I think that's probiotics, and a joint supplement, like a vegan glucosamine, MSM hyaluronic acid one, and some natural energy booster, which, because I'm not really a big coffee drinker. Like, I'll drink coffee in the winter, but and I did include a couple of packets of coffee, and I thought, why not? I can always throw them in my oatmeal and have coffee oatmeal, which actually sounds really good. I don't know if it's good or not, but it sounds good. So yeah, and then I do also have some medications, some prescription medication. I have one that helps me sleep, and I'm not going to go into that because that's kind of personal, but I thought about it, and honestly, I'll take the weight penalty to have the medication on me, because I'm just worried about not getting it. I may change my mind later, and I don't know, but that's the plan right now. Refill on chapstick if I need it. The insect repellent little thing in case, yeah, insect repellent. I was watching somebody else's channel, and they said, there's shampoos at some places, but if you need conditioner, bring it. So I have this, may or may not keep it, and there's different ones in each thing. This happens to be the one that was in there, and it's not a leave-in one, but some of them are leave-in, which is kind of nice. Had hand sanitizer refill. I like the natural, the organic whatever one, when I can, because some of the alcohol ones are just really, really hard on your skin. And then lotion. I wasn't originally going to bring lotion, and I thought about it, and it's just like there's so many things that lotion can help with, and I will get chapped hands, and so that's a nice lotion. It's a sample that I actually had. So I thought about it long and hard, and did some weighing, and decided that for my dog's food bowl, she's going to eat out of these. And I don't expect them to last the whole trip, so each month supply has this, but the idea being, if she doesn't eat it all, because sometimes Zuzu can be really picky and not eat everything, but if she doesn't eat it all, then she can, then I can close it and then offer it to her at lunchtime or later. So technically one of these would hold 2 cups. I'm not going to give her all 2 cups at once, because that's a day's worth of food. But yeah, that's basically, she can do that, and she can carry it that way, and it doesn't have to go to waste. So that's what I came up with, and I like the lid factor. So anyway, a few odds and ends. The first odd and end is the dog food I wanted to talk a little bit about. So there are options out there, and I looked into a lot of them. Freeze-dried for weight is really nice. However, if you look at the package, you have to do some math. Because if you look at the package, you'll find a lot of them are, yes, it's lighter, but you have to feed large quantities of it. And then you add the water before you feed it to them. But so it's not very nutritionally dense. Kibble, on the other hand, is pretty nutritionally dense, but it can be heavy. So, and then there's the other problem with all of it of, well, what if I get to a store and they don't carry my dog's dog food? Okay, so here's what I did. Number one, I had a couple of different requirements. First, I decided I'm not going to go full-on freeze-dried, but I can supplement with freeze-dried. So she can still get extra calories with freeze-dried, and also use it as an enticement for her. If she's doing that, then Zuzu likes treats on her food. And not everything I did is freeze-dried either. I did take chicken jerky and jerkified treats and things like that, so she's got that as well to eat. Zuzu can be kind of picky. And then as for the kibble, my requirements for the kibble was that it be nutritionally dense. How do I know it's nutritionally dense? I look at the back where it says feeding guidelines. So my dog is about 50 pounds, a little over 50 pounds right now. And I looked for a food that had a very low quantity that I could feed her at 50 pounds. And then I looked for another one. And I'll tell you why two foods in a second. So the ones that I came up with, if you really want to know the brand, ask me in the comments. But suffice to say, I found two brands that were only 2 cups per day for a 50-pound dog, so very nutritionally dense. They were readily available at common marketplaces. So basically, I looked at Walmart, Target, and went, okay, these foods are available at least at Walmart, and the likelihood of me being able to go into a Walmart is much greater than me finding a specialty pet food store in any random given town. I'm sure there are some, but yeah. And, price point, it's a little bit more expensive, but it was reasonable to me, and it's my dog. I'm not going to skimp on my dog. I mean, she needs good nutrition. I need good nutrition. That's one of the reasons why I'm sending myself a lot of stuff. Yeah, ramen is kind of crap. It's not really considered the most nutritious food, but if I add some other things to it, I can at least enhance that. And I'm not planning on eating only crap for the next 6 months. But anyway, back to this. So I found 2 because if I mix the 2, then she can have either, and if only one is available, she'll be fine. The likelihood of me being able to find what I need for her greatly enhances when she's being fed 2 foods. And then their nutritional profile was pretty similar. They are grain-free, but that's only by coincidence because grain-free foods tend to be more nutritionally dense. But as you can see, there's different circles, and then there's triangles, and those are 2 different types of food. So yeah, that's basically why I chose the food that I chose. Is if it's nutritionally dense and I'm feeding her less, in theory, it's lower weight. Most dog foods weigh about the same. I'm sure there's some with more bulk and more puffiness, but nutritionally dense stuff is going to take up less space, and it's usually going to be less weight. Now, on top of this, she's going to get oil because it's just difficult to nutritionally keep up with as much calories as I expect that she'll be burning. So, she'll get fed oil and probably some human supplementation on top of that. I know pretty much what I'm doing when it comes to feeding dogs, and if I really had to home make food, I could. It's expensive that way, but she can eat mashed potatoes. She'll be fine. If you look at the ingredients in dog food, often potatoes are in dog food, blueberries are in dog food, although she's not going to eat blueberries. So, and if I really got desperate, I could always get like canned chicken and add that, or give her instant rice that has been cooked and prepared. So, yeah, planning on that. She does have some supplements too. They were, where did I put them? I don't know. She has supplements too. I believe I put them in each in the month ones. I don't know why that last month one that I pulled out didn't have them, but it's powder that goes on, and it's for joints, obviously, because she's going to be working her joints more, just like me. And I want her to be comfortable and be able to handle this as well. One last thing. I created my resupply packages based on stuff that I read and things that I thought would work for me, usually based on stuff that I've tried already, although there's quite a few things in many of my packages that I haven't tried yet. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily going to say that this will work for you or anybody else. Like I said, this is my first time, and this is my first experimentation, so I'm hoping it works out okay. If not, I'll let you know at the end of the trip how things worked out, if they did, if they didn't. Otherwise, see you on the trail.